Hey guys, Cody94 here, and I haven't done a video in a while. I've been doing relatively consistent live streams. I just recently missed 2 weeks, but that was because of work. Work's been busy, so Wednesday happens to be the day that they have me stay late, and that's when I do my live stream, so I've missed those 2 live streams. But I haven't done a video, and I've wanted to do a video on the CNC I have back here. I'm going to be making a sign today. I made this sign once because I have used the CNC. Pretty much I made, if you haven't been watching my live streams, I did a campfire season sign that's over there, still needs finished. I just haven't had time to finish it. And then I made this sign. I made it once. It had a different saying. And it was kind of laid out a little differently, but what it is a sign for a family friend who was just recently deployed overseas. So I made him a sign with his kids' names on it, and the situation with the wife's kind of weird right now, so I didn't put the wife's name, but it's just gonna have the kids' name, so it's just him and his kids. But then they told me it was a surprise, so they told me, yeah, no, when you remake it, 1, you spelled this kid's name wrong and this kid's name wrong, and 2, can you put the wife's name on it? So I put her name on it as well. So I had to make those changes, and I'm making a new one for him as now. So I'm going to film this time the process of making the sign, and just kind of show you guys the machine running, because haven't done a video showing that. I've done live streams, but I know everyone doesn't watch my hour-and-a-half live streams to see this. So here's going to be the 3018 Pro running. I'm going to show you some screen work behind me of the Carbide 3D is what I designed this program in. I've used Carbide 3D and easel, but I'm going to show you just kind of what I have designed. I'm not going to do screen capture. I'm just going to show you with my phone here, so do forgive me. Alright, so what I have here is I have just says home is where the Army sends us. Andrew J, Amy L, his 3 kids, and their last name at the bottom with a U.S. flag that's on an angle. And pretty much I have that being cut over here on the CNC. Let me turn this light off. And this is just a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. I have the center point marked here because that's going to be the that's going to be where the CNC is set for 0, 0. It's going to be 0, 0, 0 is going to be sent off of the center. And this is just 11 by 7.5. You can see it overhangs just a little bit each side. I have it roughly centered. I'm not too concerned about it being perfect, but so I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to send this to, I'm going to export the G code and send it to, sorry, where'd my mouse go? Here. I'm going to send it to Candle, which is the program, I haven't shown this either, that runs the CNC. If you just look over here, let me turn the light on so maybe you can see it a little bit better. I know my situation's a little dark here. So you can watch, it'll move. I have this on continuous jog. Where is there we go. But you can see everything moves, it all works. If I click right to there, that'll start up the spindle, get everything moving. So everything does work on the machine that I've used so far. Let's just go down and back up. Now you can also set this in the program. Where is it? See, I have it steps. I have it continuous. You can set it to 0.01, 0.1, 5, 10, 100, and 0.3, which is a strange one, but that's something you can set it to. So I'm going to pull out my shop vac from under the table here, get that plugged in, and we're going to start cutting this. It should take, the first one took about an hour and had a little bit of a longer saying on it, but I also now added an extra name and added something at the bottom, so I'm expecting this to take hour 15 to hour and a half, but I'm going to do a time lapse so you don't have to sit through that. Oh, so that is 1 hour of cutting. Let me move this here. Let's vacuum this off. There is the sign. It took like I said, an hour to cut, so I got to take I have a nylon brush I will take and go over all the letters and everything to clean up, there's like little fuzzy bits in all this, and then I will be painting it. So give me one moment and let me move the camera around a bit. Alright, so I took the sign off, and I wanted to show you this because you can't see it from this angle exactly, but if you come down here and you look right here, this is a linear bearing. It's supposed to stay up in here. For some reason, I think it's because the vibration of the machine causes it to fall out. I'm not sure why that happens. I've seen it happen on a couple other people's machines on the Facebook page for the machine. I'm not sure what causes it, but that does happen. I'm not sure what effects it'll have on the machine when it slides out. It doesn't slide out all the way, if you noticed. It just slides out part of the way. So I gotta look into that, and it makes me kind of iffy. So let's take a look at the sign here real quick in some better lighting. I just had it. Oh. I just set it over here. So here is the sign. I haven't cleaned it up with a brush yet, but with this being plywood, there's a lot of the letters that they kind of blew out. Like you can see how there's this nice outline around everything, and then like the L is just blown out. The R is just blown out. The C down here just blew out. The center of the E here blew out. You know, this happens a lot with plywood. People are always saying, well, what can I do to prevent it? There's not much you can do with it being plywood. You can use, even pine works a little bit better than plywood when it comes to that. But let me just, sorry you guys aren't on the tripod right now. I have a little nylon brush I will just take and like clean everything out, get all the fuzzies out, break up anything that's loose. And then I'll just go over this whole sign, and then I'll take a can of black paint, and I got one sign over here, hold on, and I'll spray it like that, and then I'll sand off all this excess paint so that you end up with something like, oh, hold on, I'm kicking stuff. Ugh. So you end up something more like that, where it has all the lines filled in, everything looks kind of good, you know. And then I can stain this, and I can stain it, and I can paint like the symbol, whatever I want to paint it, and then seal it up. So, but this here is just going to get it's just going to get stained, and there's no paint other than the black paint to fill in all the lines. So that's all for this sign. If you guys want to see that process, I'm sure I showed in a video, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll look after I edit this one. But I did want to show you guys the machine running at least once. Everything works good on it, other than I showed you that linear bearing for the Z-axis is kind of iffy for me. Also, I'm using the, I think they're 20-degree V-bits that come with the machine right now. And I was running that at, I think, 25 inches per minute, and that went down I think 0.03 inches per pass, and it did 1/16 inch deep. So, and I needed to slow that down a little bit because it was causing a lot of vibration, a lot more than intended. Whenever it was doing these lines, these lines down through here, going through all the stripes, you could see the spindle go when it was coming down. Every time it would hit a break, it would be bent like that and then go like that, and it kept, you could see the Z, or not the x-axis, it kept flicking back and forth, because every time it would hit that free spot, it would release the tension and move forward, and then it would go back to being back in tension and then move forward. So I need to slow it down a little bit. I'm not used to running this little machine still. I'm still trying to get used to the feeds and speeds when you compare it to the big machine that I've shown off in another video of mine. So it takes a little bit getting used to, but a little bit of a learning curve, but I'll get it eventually. And I hope to show you guys everything that I do with the machine going forward. I was trying to design another sign while I cut this, but it didn't really work out. One moment. Sorry, I just wanted to flip the camera around. Yeah, I was trying to design another sign for a friend of mine, but it didn't work out because the website I get all my clip art from was down, so I couldn't get the clip art that I wanted to get for him. But I think that's it for this video. I'm going to edit this one up, and if you want to see me actually doing the finishing process of this, let me know in the comments. Like I said, it's not really much. It's I'm going to paint it, sand it, hit it with stain, and then I'm going to use either spray poly or clear lacquer. I generally prefer clear lacquer. I just like the look of it better. It gives more of a gloss look. I don't know, I like the glossier look of the lacquer compared to even gloss poly. Also, I noticed if you paint something with a sign, I use like the acrylic paints, whatnot, the higher and the nicer craft paints when I'm painting, and like I say, I would paint like the flag. I'd use the acrylic paint for that, and the lacquer tends to blend paint lines. If you pay attention whenever you're doing strokes, you'll see the lines from your strokes. The lacquer tends to blend that a little bit, and it's nice. I like it. But so then that's about it with these. This here, I'm just going to give to him on a little plastic stand that'll hold it and, you know, look nice. You could also do drill holes in it, tie rope. You can do eye hooks. You can do many other things with these signs for hanging purposes. You can do keyholes on the back. It's all up to the person. So. But I will see you guys hopefully in the next video or live stream. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you then.